All right, peace, peace, peace. Well, first and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house is blessing your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house as body, and two, we're naturally alive, man. And I want to get into this, man. One, first and foremost, hopefully y'all. I had a little rough day, man. And listen, man, let me say this too, because I'm kind of went through it as well, man. Let's get this in Matthew real quick, man, because we still even in the walk, man, we're gonna still have the human experience, man, because like James 5 goes, actually James 5 actually today's the fifth. That's actually perfect, man. But you know let's go at that. Actually, and also too, I'm gonna go into this too with more James 5 later on down the line, Lord willing. But yeah, man, because just don't get twisted though, man, because we're gonna go through, because even though we're in the word and having faith in most on Yahshua in the word, believers, man. It doesn't mean you're still not gonna go to have the human experience. The human experience is going away. The flesh is going to go away, man. Because honestly, man, even if you have of course you have the Holy Spirit, that doesn't mean necessarily you just walk in it. That's why it says walk in the Spirit, man. Because the flesh is going to be there. That's why it doesn't. The ways of carnality is death, man. But walking in the Spirit, man, you choose to walk on that path of flesh, of the Spirit, not the flesh, man. Because the flesh is going to be there, man. So, because just having. Let's get to James 5 and 17 real quick. He says, Elijah was a man subject to like passions as we are. And you know this too? Let's pause there right quick. Because shout out to Brother Kwame calling Shalom for that powerful camp, that powerful video, that powerful camp yesterday, powerful class, man, about how the kingdom is just not just in word but in power, not the power, because then think about this. Let's meditate on this too, because it's kind of the inverted version of Kendrick, not like us, because these men, these righteous people here, they were just like us though. But even though these were holy men, holy people, righteous, of course they're righteous, but holy men, they were still like us, man. Because think about this, Elijah had the power, because Elijah means Yahweh is my power. So Elijah had power to make call fire down from heaven, man. And that got kind of, and shout out to them too, because they went to two witnesses yesterday, and I'm kind of, Lord willing, going to go through that, Lord willing, soon. Again, based off what they brought out, because I had some stuff I wanted to go into that did. That's just for latter time, Lord willing. But think about the power that that Elijah had, because one that came from the Most High Yahushua, man, and that's why even Yahushua, when he was on stake, when he was on the cross, he was crying to the Father, man, my Elijah, my power, man. So think about the power that he had, how much faith in the Spirit, how righteous he was, man. But he still had went through same things we went through, man. So let's think about that. Yeah, let's get this. James chapter 5, verse 17. It says, Elijah was a man subject to like passions as we are. He prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not by the space of 3 years and 6 months. So yeah, man. So yeah, man, and also too, even going through things, even being sad, even being, because even the word says much, Ecclesiastes, much knowledge, much bitterness, much sorrow, or Revelation said it was bitter and sweet, like Ezekiel, even Ecclesiastes Sirach says that, man. So that doesn't even mean, even sometimes it's man, there's gonna be, might be sad, because if your house was sorrowful in the death, how much, more you don't think, if this is Yahushua, this is the son of the Most High, son of God right here, man. It's the King of Kings. This is the most righteous man ever walked the earth, the greatest man ever walked the earth. So if he felt that way, how much more, can we, man? So I'm just so yeah, man. I just wanted to again bring that out, man. But speaking of that, man, but you know what? Speaking of that, man, because I want to get into this, man, because this is all about being a firstborn. I mean, shout out to brother sent me firstborn, man, but this is because this too. I was just talking about this with my dad, the conversation that we had the other day. On that, I think I was talking about this too. Shout out to brother sent me firstborn too as well, man, because because I don't want to talk about this aspect of one being the firstborn, and also too the beast, man, because we talked about this stuff in the past, the son of perdition, pretty much how the serpent was, how Satan was, man, and that is going what you call him, just seeing sinners again, and well, seen the movie Sinners, and pretty much if y'all seen it, the main character, I mean the main, well, spoilers if y'all seen the main vampire in the movie, that's how kind of the beast is gonna be, man. And all other places too. Also, the beast is gonna be like Sennacherib or Absalom or Goliath, man. Like, that's how the son of perdition is going to be. Like, but he's going to, but the thing is too about the beast, he's going to know the word. So, like, and that this is what it is too. But he's going to, because we just going to go into it, man. But that's why it's like, if you, but as long as you have faith in the Most High in your house, understanding of the word and hold fast to it, and being the firstborn sons of sons of the Most High house, man, you're gonna not be deceived by that, man, too. So, but yeah, man, let's get into this, man, because we gonna just look at it, man, since we just mentioned that, man. It says, I was almost in all evil, in the midst of in the midst of the congregation in the assembly. So yeah, he says I was almost in all evil, because if you read up, just talking about like messing with an adulterous woman, but also too spiritually looking at it, just going to messing with other gods, pretty much, man, messing with like the whore of Babylon, the beast, or like any other false god or false philosophies, false doctrine, like that's that strange woman. But yeah, let's look at this Proverbs chapter 4 and 15. We're looking at in this aspect. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and the assembly. So see, he said I was almost in this. So see, let's go to Matthew 24 real quick, man, since we talking about the beast, man, because that's how it's going to be, man. Like, even now, see, you know what it is too, and nowadays, right? Because I know two people, like, any aspect of, like, shout out to brother sent me a Firstborn, because he bought this out one time. People that, like, because, even when I first came to the word, like, I kind of suffer from this a little bit. Like, or you can focus on liking a certain teacher or somebody too much a little bit. Like, rather than focus on the, the word. Now, don't get twisted. Don't get twisted. As a natural, like, human, you're going to lean to certain, like, lean to certain teachings, lean to like every first key to his life. So, but really at the end of the day, it's about the word. At the end of the day, it's not about none of that. It's not about like, cause this, Christian Bale said it the perfect, like, perfectly one time, man. Not comparing the Most High house shot to Batman or like the comic books, but that's why he said perfectly in the interview. He said, "Listen, it's not me, it's the character, man." But that's the same with the word though. Same mindset, mentality. You have to have the word. It's not about the individual that's or individuals or individuals or any parties or party involved. It's about the word at the end of the day, because it's about the Most High house, y'all. Because when you hear that, like, hopefully when y'all watch, y'all brothers and sisters watch, like, these videos, man, y'all hearing the voice of the shepherd, man. Yeah, like, forget me. I hope y'all hearing his voice, so y'all faith, like, can be strengthened, man. Because I just do this because I just like, going through the word, man. But like kind of exhortation or things of that nature. But but yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. It's not about none of the other stuff, man. So, because a lot of times too, people in the different spiritual fear, then the spiritual fear, also too, even in the world, even regular life, people to get caught up too much in cult of personality, gimmicks, things of that nature, man. But that's is what it is, man. So that's why, like, I just noticed that too. But let's get this Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. It says, for there shall rise false Christ and false prophets, show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, that they shall deceive the very elect. So yeah, and that is going into the oh yeah, that's right, brother just hit me too. Going into that, man. Going into that, damn, I lost my train of thought. Going into that too. That's why since we talking about the beast, man. That's how, like, that's how good the beast is going to be, man. Like, yeah, with the word, man. That's is what it is. That's how good he's gonna be, man. That, like, he's gonna, yeah. So, yeah, man. But let's look at this again. It says, I was almost in the midst of all evil, in the midst of congregation and the assemblies. But here's but when you're in this assembly, man, you ain't gonna get deceived, man. It's not, because you're born of the word, man. And that's why, kind of going back the other day, why we said, like, why the serpent didn't even come to Adam, man, because that wasn't like Adam's desire, because he was the son of the Most High House. He was the son of God. Same with the second Adam, man. That's why he came at all the apostles, all the disciples, even us to this day. But the first Adam, well, when we read in Matthew 4, that was his desire to do none of his will, do none follow his own lust. It was his desire to do the will of the Father, man. So see how that repeats itself constantly, man. But Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 23. It says, to the general assembly in the church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to Yahweh, the judge of all, and in the spirits of just men, yep, justly by faith, so faithful men made perfect. Exactly, man. So that's just what it is. So that's why it says, I was almost in all evil, but in the midst of congregation and assemblies. So yeah, that's where it kind of goes into that. You could look at an aspect as the elect almost being deceived, but they're born of the word, so they can't be. So same thing with Adam, same thing with the second Adam, man. And the second Adam was a word, so it is what it is. Don't get to it. It's kind of like we talking about in the beginning, how that temptation will come, right? How he was flesh and blood, how he went through that, but just kind of how we went, man. Because Hebrews tells you that, man. How he came in the likeness of men. He had flesh and blood just like we did. But here's a congregation in context it's talking about too in this in this Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. It's talking about this Ecclesiastes chapter. Because in this context, I just want to look at it in the aspect of being the firstborn of the Most High house, being the son of God, and also to the beast. But because you read it in Proverbs chapter 14, 5-14 in the regular terms. Good news. It says, and suddenly I found myself publicly disgraced. So yeah, because you read up, it says how he wouldn't listen to my teachers, man. This on the side, man. That's why even in the side, natural tip, just even man, listen, man, us with this generation now, with the youth, man, yeah, man, a lot of them, they're gonna have to learn the hard way, man, because that's why I always think about that, because I'm working with youth in the schools for for a while, man. And I always thinking now, since being in the world, I think of that scripture when many how I'm gonna see many how these my students the generation is gonna turn out, man. But that's neither here nor there. But let's grab Ecclesiastes, also known as chapter. Sirach chapter 21 verse 9. It says, the congregation of the wicked is like a tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So see, because that goes into let's look at this too. That goes into let's get Proverbs chapter 5 and 21. Let's say, this is heavy. It says Proverbs chapter 21. It says 5 and verse 21. The ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord. He pondereth at all his going. So yeah, let's read this again. It says Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach 21 verse 9. The congregation of the wicked is like a tow wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So see, isn't it in Revelation it didn't say how shy is his eyes were like a flame of fire. Now, of course, and spiritually looking at it, context is pretty much Jeremiah says his word like a fire. So Yahushua had spiritual eyes and ear. He understood the word. But let's look at it in this context. It's your house, the Most High house is watching you at all times, man. Because let's listen. Because it said, when we skip down verse 21, it says the eyes of the Lord are upon all his goings, and the congregation of wicked, because Yahushua said, what's dark is being dark is going to be manifested in the light, man. So the Most High Yahushua, we got 24/7 always surveillance on us. The Most High Yahushua, the angels, so yeah, man. One, and also two, that's what it goes into on earth as in heaven, man. The 2 or 3 witnesses against you in that day, man. When it says in 2nd Esdras, your own sins will be accusers in that day. Because remember what Yahushua said? He said, listen, I accuse no man, man. It's the law of Moses that accuse you, or the law of the Most High, man. Because one, the Father, the Son, and the law is going to be your accusers in that day, man. So that's what we're going into that. So that's just not just for me as well, man. I'm not removing myself at all. Shoot, I'm sorry for me. That's going to be anyway for me, and whether righteously or wickedly, man. But let's look at this again. It says the congregation of the wicked is like a towel wrapped together, and the end of them is a flame of fire to destroy them. So yeah, So and then like it doesn't say in Revelation that Yahushua eyes is like a flame of fire. Like contextually we know that's talking about how he understood the word. Like you know but also in this aspect, man, is how he watches everything that we do, man. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is, though, man. Hopefully you know this was edifying, man. Yeah, man, it's all about being like you know, yeah, so son of the Most High Yahshua, son of God, and like and not being deceived, man. Even on this side, even now, man, like because it's going to heighten when the beast system comes, when the beast arises. But but even on this side, man, not being oh man, okay. Anyway, so peace.